What's up, guys? Buckle up because you're about to enjoy an excellent Snaps game preview where we tell you everything you need to know about this weekend's game and probably some stuff that you didn't. Enjoy. Tennessee at Ohio State. And Ohio State might be the most toxic school right now in the entire 12. Is that fair to say?
It is so toxic that have you seen all the reports that Tennessee fans are just gobbling up tickets because Ohio State fans? Oh my God. I think that's been like the hottest topic all day. The number of tickets that Tennessee fans are buying. I don't think it's going to be anything like outrageous, but it will be interesting. See how much burnt orange is in that stadium, but it is not good. There's enough toxic discussion going around that we're even talking about Tennessee fans buying up tickets.
There is going to be so much anxious energy going into this game that I wonder if it actually does take away from the home field advantage. Not even just the ticket sales. I didn't know about that. That definitely does. But I'm talking about, have you ever been a part of those games, Aaron, where you can tell the crowd's more nervous and excited? And it's not good. It's not good. I mean, shit. I felt like I saw it at LSU this year. Ole Miss, there was just like a bloodlust in the air. It was like, bring it on. Alabama, it was kind of like, bring it on. Let's do this, right? Like, and I can't help but feel that Ohio State fans are going to have more of that anxiety here because look, the last time the fans were in that stadium, they suffered the worst loss that they have in years.
Is it anxiety or are they in the mode of if we lose, we at least get rid of Ryan Day?
Well, I think it's like, well, I mean, do you though? Because who do you hire? But we can get there in a little bit.
I don't know. I think you get knocked. You lose to Michigan, who you're superior to this year. You don't make it to the Big Ten championship, and then you get knocked out in your home stadium in the first round. With a $20 million roster?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I know, but you have to have somebody to replace him with.
I know. You can find someone, right?
I mean, but isn't that the actual hurdle to get over? Because who would you hire right now? Who would you hire
right now?
Yeah,
right now, Kirk Cinetti.
Shit. Like you just go the Kalen DeBoer route. I don't hate that, right? Like just keep rocketing Cignetti up the
just rocking him right up.
Just right to the top. Okay. That's actually not the worst answer I've heard.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like I don't know who else you would hire. You're not gonna hire an OCDC.
No. No. Brian Kelly. Come take him. Anyway, I don't want to get into Ryan Day being fired yet. But what I mean, I guess what I'm saying, anxious, Aaron, this is one of those games where that crowd is entering the game lubed up to be pissed off, right? If this game starts poorly, it could legitimately spiral. Yeah, exactly, right? It could legitimately spiral. The shot that I cannot get out of my head is Ryan Day as players are being pepper sprayed, fights going down, and Ryan Day looks shell-shocked. Like a World War I soldier that's been on the front line of the trenches for too long and whose brain is no longer working. And one of his players walks by him and he goes, "What's happened? Like, what's happening?" Like he was having a legitimate Saving Private Ryan, like time slowing down. What in the world? What's happening? Brother, you're the head coach. There's police pepper spraying the gang war that's going on. What's happening? Wake up.
This look.
Yes. Look at how bad that is. And it says Ryan Day.
Look at the advertising right next to it.
Hey, nice. The algorithm. But it says Ryan Day seemingly stood by and watched the Michigan Ohio State brawl. It's worse than that. He didn't know the brawl was going on. That's how.
He was in a different world, man.
He was in a different world. So the point is to go from that to this. If Tennessee starts fast here, Ohio State could crumble. This is a brittle Ohio State environment that you're walking into. And look, I love okay, here in terms of on the field, my biggest worry for Ohio State is the Buckeye offensive line.
Yes.
Because they have not run block particularly well all year long. And if you're talking about where Tennessee is great, it is in that front seven and getting after the passer and stopping the run. I think that Buckeye offensive line is going to struggle to find consistent success against Tennessee.
I agree with that. And just going from say offense, defense. I think you say neutral defense. I think both these defenses are really talented. I think very, very talented. I think Ohio State has the edge at right now, the quarterback a little bit. I just don't know what Nico you're going to get. Obviously, major edge at the receiving position. But in a game like this where it is going to be a little bit nippy, it's going to be in the 20s, you're going to want to run the football. It's a major advantage of Tennessee. Like Tennessee can line up and run the football. My question is, with 3 weeks off and Nico playing in this game right now, I think Tennessee has to be a little bit more aggressive early. I think Tennessee has to find a way to hit a couple shots in the first and second quarter to loosen up Ohio State's defense. You cannot be conservative in this game. And I know you want to protect Nico. It's a weird balance of not freshman quarterback, but young quarterback, first season as a starter. You want to protect him on the road, cold environment. We got a run game, all that. But I think you have to against this defense. They're going to give you some shots because they're going to sell it to the run. They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah.
I think Nico has to hit a couple shots. If Nico hits a couple shots early, his confidence goes up. It throws Ohio State off. I think Tennessee wins the football game.
I mean, cold defensive battle, right? Like you said, that's what this game is.
But you got to hit shots still. You got to hit shots.
No, I agree. No, I agree. But you're talking about Nico. What about Will Howard? Is he like, if Ohio State wins, it's because Will Howard is the difference, right? And
100%.
Objectively, Will Howard's been better than Nico all year long.
Yes.
And he's actually been awesome, except for the Michigan and Nebraska games, right? And even in the Nebraska game, he came up with the plays needed to win. I feel like this is a potential major redemption spot.
When he played great against Oregon,
for Will Howard. That's what I'm saying. No, he's been awesome, except it was just Michigan and Nebraska.
Yep.
And even Nebraska, he made the plays again to win the game. So, yeah, he's been great all year long.
Was he bad versus Nebraska? He was 13-16 for 220 and 3 touchdowns.
I guess because it was a close game. Like they had a lot of drives stalled out, but maybe if he only had 16 attempts, maybe
he only had 3 incompletions the whole game.
I was just saying maybe that's more of just like a play selection type deal.
I think it was because Nebraska just ate up the clock. From what I remember,
that's also true. That's also
Nebraska
true.
had 35 minutes to 25 minutes, 10 more minutes of possession time.
Was there like a fumble somewhere? It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
So maybe his only bad. Okay, so to your point, his only bad game is Michigan then.
Yeah.
So why then do we feel so confident in Tennessee here?
Because they can't run the football. They are so
but Ohio State also does have the nation's number 1 scoring defense. So, like, can Tennessee score?
I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't know if Tennessee can score. I don't know if Ohio State can score. So, like, you remember, it's funny how we almost talked. We talked you into picking Indiana. I was very close to flipping it to Indiana. I came into this conversation saying I think Tennessee is going to win. The more I think about it, I at least think that Ohio State can score because of the passing game. I do think that
Howard's better than Nico.
Thinking about Tennessee versus Georgia in Athens and Carson Beck having one of his best games against that secondary, when knowing that right now Will Howard's had a better season than Carson, that Will Howard has superior athletes to Carson, that why can't Ohio State have that kind of success throwing the football? It wasn't, I mean, yes, we can blame Will Howard for the last game, and he did not play well versus Michigan, but that was also a really bad game from Chip Kelly in his play calling. I don't think they make that same mistake again. I think they understand that they're going to have to throw the football if they want to win a championship.
God, what a fascinating game to think about, where it feels like things have almost been flipped in their head, right? Smash the Numbers, who's a resident Michigan fan here in the chat, says the colder it is, the better for Tennessee. Ohio State's finesse. Tennessee linemen need to go sleeveless to intimidate Ohio State psychologically. But that is kind of funny, right? You think Big Ten, and then every other Big Ten matchup, well, I guess not Oregon, to be fair. But when you think Big Ten, you think about like, okay, that's the team who wants to run the ball, who wants to play defense, who should thrive in the cold weather. But is this weather actually better for Tennessee?
Is mid to high 20s that cold?
You tell me, because I'm from Louisiana. I get cold in 40 degrees. So you tell me.
I think for Ohio kids, I don't think it'll feel like anything for them.
No, for them that's not.
I don't think I think for Ohio State finesse, then to me, if you're going to consider them a finesse team and it make a difference, I think it has to be like teens, windy, and a point where it's going to affect the passing game. If it's 28 degrees and windy, I think that screws it. But if it's 28 degrees and it's not windy, I don't think a team that is living in that day in and day out, practicing in it, it's going to affect their passing game.
Yeah.
28 degrees and your adrenaline's going from a fat guy standpoint to the offensive line, they're not going to feel 28 degrees. It's fine for them.
So I think this is kind of fascinating because I came into this show saying that home teams have massive advantages. I think 3 of the 4 home teams win. I was going to choose Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. I was
then
too.
When we talked it out, I was like, you know what? I like Indiana here. And now after talking this out, I find myself kind of going to Ohio State. I feel like I might have been overthinking this a little bit.
Yeah, I am too.
Both teams are similar. I mean, I do like
who has been more who do you trust? I trust Will Howard. I know it's crazy.
It goes back to quarterback. That's what I keep going back.
I trust, and like I see the potential of Nico, but Nico's had more bad games than good games this year. I don't know what I'm going to get. If I knew what Nico I was going to get, I would probably pick Tennessee because of the run game. But I just don't know if you're going to get the consistency factor from Nico in this game, which comes down to like if Tennessee is going to win, Nico's got to hit a couple shots early to build on his confidence.
And like, what has
Tennessee's offense been so bad too in first
half?
Has
Tennessee seen a defense like what they're going to see this weekend?
Georgia.
And look what happened.
They came out. They actually started off hot, but then got cold real fast.
All right, but like, look at the rest of the year. Oklahoma was all right. Oklahoma
didn't face a great defense besides Georgia.
And Ohio State's the number 1 defense in the country. Okay, so I'm going to stick with my original thing of only 1 road team wins, but it actually now I'm choosing Indiana. I'm choosing Ohio State. I'm choosing Ryan Day to stave off. I'm not going to overthink it. No. Ohio State's won so many games last years. They have the better quarterback.
We know how good the roster is.
I feel like Tennessee's running the game. The roster's a little bit better. Tennessee's very good as well, but Ohio State's a little bit better top to bottom. They have the playmakers on the outside and a quarterback that can better take advantage of those playmakers than when you look at Tennessee. Now that we've talked it out, I'm going to Ohio State. What is
7?
7? I'll take Tennessee to cover, though.
I would take Tennessee to cover, too.
Close, like 17-13 game, you know? It says 17-13 written all over it.
The over-under, the total is 46. So I think they're expecting like a 24-17 type game. 24-20, 24-20 type game.
How crazy is it, again, to go back to our themes of defense and running the ball, that we're talking about a Ryan Day, Josh Heupel game. And we're like, I think it's going to be like 20-14 or like 17-13. Like, it just shows you how both those teams have adapted to try and find ways to win championships.
Mm-hmm. Well, they also they have massive flaws on offense too. Like, yeah, I still
here though.
Yeah, they found ways. They found ways 100%. But like, it's not just Nico too. The receivers have not been as good as we thought they were going to be this year for Tennessee at all.
No. Oh, well, I'd say that was informative and fun. If you agree, please hit the like button, sub, and we'll see you next time for some more snaps.